Hello, this is John McCoy with 8541 Tactical. We're here today at the range with our budget precision project, the Remington 700 Tactical AAC-SD. We've got our Bushnell 3200 10X mounted. We're going to take you through the steps that are required to quickly and accurately get the rifle zeroed at 100 yards. Now, our first step in our zeroing process is to properly support the rifle on a bipod and rear bag. And then we're going to remove the bolt by pressing the bolt release in the trigger guard and sliding the bolt back. Set the bolt aside for right now. Go ahead and remove the scope caps from your scope. Now we have our target set down range at 50 yards. That's generally where I like to do my rough zero. The first couple of shots that you're going to fire at 50 yards will give you a larger margin of error to be able to get on target. Additionally, at 50 yards, if your point of aim, point of impact is on at 50, then it's going to be extremely close at 100. So we've set it up, we've removed the bolt from our rifle. We've got the rifle bagged and sitting on a bipod. We're going to get it zeroed in. We are going to bore sight first, which means sight through the actual barrel of the rifle and center up the target. Then we'll adjust the crosshairs in the scope until they're centered on the target, and we'll fire our first shot. That should get us extremely close for the first shot. Now that we've got our rifle bore sighted, the crosshairs are lined up on the picture that we see through the bore, we're going to go ahead and reinsert the bolt. It'll load up. We're going to go ahead and fire one round and one round only downrange. We're going to make sure it's an extremely well placed shot. If we need to take extra time to make the shot, then that's fine. But the key is to execute the fundamentals of marksmanship perfectly for one shot and one shot only. We'll then make an adjustment based off of that shot. Now that we have our one perfect shot downrange, we're going to take a look through the scope. We're going to measure using the reticle how far off on our elevation and our windage that shot was. We're then going to turn the turrets on the reticle in the direction we want to move the impact of the round to get it centered back up. Once we've got it centered up, we'll go ahead and fire another round and see what we've got. Now, as you can see, what we've done here, this was our first shot up here. We made an adjustment down. We came left a little bit. Looks like we didn't come as far left as I thought we should. Again, this is all measuring in the reticle. It's not using any grid lines, any guesstimation on the target. Fired that shot, made a little bit more of an adjustment, fired a shot to confirm, and we're right about in the neighborhood of where we need to. Now, I made a little bit of a fine tune back right. We're set on where we are now. Now we're going to move our target back to the 100-yard line, and we're going to give it a go again. The exact same process. Now, a lot of guys, they would have gone ahead and fired a 3-shot group to begin with. That's fine. It wastes a whole lot more ammo though. I prefer to just give single good shots. Now, with this weapon system, as you see when we get into the accuracy test a little bit later on, it poses a little bit of a problem because the accuracy is not on the razor's edge of some of the high-end weapon systems where you know that first shot is going to be right in the center. If you've got a weapon system that's capable of 1/4-inch groups at 100 yards, then your zeroing process is going to take a whole lot less time because you don't have that area to worry about. You've got a very small point where all your rounds are going to hit. If it's a larger system, say it's only capable of an inch, inch and a half at 100 yards, then it's going to take you a little longer to get zeroed. Now, you want to keep that in mind though, so you don't chase your zero, because you don't want to be putting a click on here, click on there, taking a click off. You can spend all day in 2 boxes of ammo and not really get zeroed. We're going to go ahead and move back to 100 yards, and we're going to fire this again. Now we got our zeroing process taken care of. We started at 50, we fine-tuned it at 100. Now we're going to go ahead and go into a grouping exercise. We're going to be using Black Hills 175 grain match ammo to check and see where we're at with the accuracy of the system. Now again, to recap, this is a Remington 700 SPS Tactical AAC-SD. This is exactly the way it comes out of the box. We haven't made any modifications to the trigger or the action or the stock. The only thing we've done is bolt on a scope base, rings, and a scope. This is a Bushnell 3200 10X scope. Target set up at 100 yards. We're going to fire 4 5-shot groups, and we're going to see what we look like. Okay, as you can see, we fired 4 5-shot groups here. None of them are what I would consider stellar groups. This I definitely pulled, so I'll own that shot there. The rest of these are really good shots. I executed the fundamentals of marksmanship properly. This is about the kind of grouping that I would say you can expect from this AAC Tactical. So for just putting around, plinking, having fun, this is a great rifle as is. Through the next couple of series, we're going to make some changes to the rifle, and we're going to demonstrate what you can do to wring a little bit more accuracy out of it without sending it off to have a new barrel or send it off to a custom gunsmith. There are a couple of quick and easy tips and some things that are going to cost you a little bit more money. And stay tuned, and we'll show you what we can do to up the performance on this rifle. to wrap up our Budget Precision Part 3. We have now demonstrated to you how to mount the base, how to mount the rings, how to mount your scope, how to get your scope properly zeroed, and then we've demonstrated you what kind of accuracy this system in its factory form is capable of. Quick word on our accuracy testing. The first time we did it with the bipod and the rear bag. We weren't pleased with the results. I kind of knew it going into it that we were going to have problems with the forend pressing against the barrel, opening our groups up a little bit. So we went back and we retested using a front rest and a rear support. The front rest doesn't put any forward or back pressure on the rifle. It simply allows the rifle to sit in it, so it puts a constant point of pressure wherever the rest stays. And we kept the rest in a single position throughout our groups to try to be as consistent as possible with it. That caused our groups to tighten up. That pretty much demonstrates to us that there is some extra pressure going on in the forend of the rifle here. Our next point in our build, our next step, we're going to go ahead and replace the stock with a Bell & Carlson M40 style fiberglass stock. It's fiberglass with aluminum bedding block in it. This will help alleviate some of those pressure problems. We'll be able to put the bipod on it. We'll be able to do accuracy testing again from the ground with a bipod and a rear bag without any kind of undue pressure on the bottom of the barrel. The Bell & Carlson M40 series stock is a full free floated stock, so the barrel from the recoil lug forward will be free floated. We'll take you through how to install that, and then we'll take you back out to the range and show you what kind of accuracy changes that gives us. If you enjoyed this so far, please feel free to subscribe. We look forward to talking to you in Part 4.